fabulous shot.
And this is the 5th beautiful day here in Michigan. This is the 2nd semifinal. Q Sports International and Predator present the Pro Billiard Series. The game is 10 ball, winner breaks, 2 of 3 sets, and a race to 4. This is George Teacha and Jim White bringing you the live action here at the Kellogg Arena in Battle Creek, Michigan.
Well, thanks, George. I commentated the first semifinal, very high standard indeed, and went right to the final rack in the second set for Cho over Wei, and so Che-Yu Cho from Chinese Taipei, well, she'll be sitting back and waiting till about 4 o'clock local time to see who she'll be confronting in the women's final today. And Kelly Fisher, the defending champion, front and center on our screen.
Chihiro Kawahara from Japan. Breaking the balls, pocketed the 1, no shot on the 2.
Yeah, funny enough, George, we never saw one break and run out in our first semifinal. 13 frames in total played, not one break and run.
But like you said, I watched the final. It was very high standard. Both ladies. In fact, the final rack, I believe Wei Wei pushed out, and
that was the end
Chow
of it.
Came back and took it off.
Banked the 1 and cleared up.
Meanwhile, these two ladies are about to present you with the same standard of play as they've both been just going after opponent after opponent. Chihiro is undefeated. She beat Bethany Tate, Ilul, Kiba Golu, Jasmine Ocean, Sarah Roca, Bean Hung. Kelly, on the other hand, started out with Maite Ropero, lost to Bean Hung, then defeated Amber Chen, Allison Fisher, and Silviana Liu. And now here they meet each other.
Yeah, very good shot maker, Kelly Fisher, and she's been dominant in the Predator Pro Billiard Series events for the ladies. As I said, the defending champion. So, Kawahara, your mission is very clear, should you decide to accept it.
Well, Kawahara is a 741 Fargo compared to Kelly's 764. She's ranked 9th in the world in Fargo, where Kelly is, I believe, number 2.
Yeah, right behind Cho.
Right behind Cho.
Who she's looking to oppose in the final. But she's got to get over this Japanese hurdle first.
Well, Kelly lost a match here this week. Kawahara has not.
Now, I don't know whether there's a 310, but if there is, a lot more significance on this 2-ball.
Oh,
great shot. Well, she won't be going at the 310 from here, but there's a 3-5 combination that's on. And what a shot from Kelly Fisher there.
Not only the jump, but a nice controlled cue ball to get position on this 3-5.
Just eyeing it up right now. Doesn't look like she's got to divert much from the corner pocket. And 3 should stay on line. And it, well, has she bumped the 10 hard enough to relieve the 3?
It looks like she has. Question is, will she go around the 10 and play the 4 in the same pocket, or come between the 10 and the 9 to play the 4 in the opposite corner pocket?
There's your answer. And now, this first rack at her mercy. With one good jump shot, completely matured the situation to one of some merit.
Not too far. You don't want to have to run the cue ball real far.
Yeah, she needs a bit of angle on this 6 because the 7 does not go by the 9. And that 8 kind of stands in her way for a clear path to drop onto it in the other corner pocket. So a little bit of concern here for Kelly. Just got to be careful.
Yeah, she's got ways she can deal with it, and she found one. I was going to say she can stop it there and take the 7 to the corner or follow down for the 7 in the side. Good job by Kelly. She might just give herself an angle here and either be able to stay there. Oh, she's going to go around it. Oh, she's not happy with that. She got too close to the rail. I was just going to say she might give herself an angle to go ahead and run up to the top of the table and come back for the 9. If she could, because it was hard to get the good angle for the 9. And now she's in kind of laying a little funny.
Just looking at slow rolling it in and leaving the cut on the 9. And if this is dead straight, she doesn't have a lot of choices.
No.
Just slow roll it.
Which means she'll be hitting the top part of the 10. Unless she moves it.
She'd rather try not to hit the 10, I think. If she can pull the cue ball away from the 10. Because if she hits that 10, well, you're leaving things to chance. So just try and feather it away from the 10. Play the 10 to the same pocket. That's what she's done.
And nicely done. Very well controlled. And the first game will go to Kelly Fisher.
Yeah, there were anxious moments there, but she had to play a couple deft shots to get over the finish line. First rack, always important. And we get a chance to see Kelly Fisher's break in the next. A race to 4, best 2 out of 3 sets, and if it goes to a third and deciding set, and we see a 3-3 score line, well, then you get the shootout, the spot shot shootout. Haven't seen a lot of them. I actually only commentated on one all week, George, so.
Well, Kelly was the Alpha Las Vegas champion in 2022, Germany champion in the same year, Austria champion, 9th in Canada, and the Michigan champion. She's reigning champion here in Michigan. So she knows her way around the winner's circle.
Well, she dispatched Allison Fisher, a Hall of Famer, last night, and she is staking her claim to be a first ballot Hall of Famer when she decides to wind things down.
Ball.
Well, 4 ball down.
Shot on this one here. Kind of looking around, see if she can get that cue ball behind the 5 and get the 1 out of there, but it doesn't look like she can.
And avoid the double kiss. Yeah, it's close. Taking a lot of time. Players have 60 seconds following the break with which to make a decision, play a shot. We'll see, George. She's looking at possibly getting it behind the 5. Got to be careful.
Players are on a 30-second time clock, except for after the break. As Jim said, they have 60 seconds. She found it. What a nice shot. So delicate. Used the corner of the pocket.
Yeah, and if there's no escape route here, Kawahara will just be looking to tie a couple balls up. But she's gone for the short cue, so that tells me maybe a jump kick. Just jump over the edge of that 7 or the 5 and trying to kick this off one rail. It was never going to be easy.
Kawahara was 5th in Atlantic City at the World's Women 9-Ball. She is a MESQ player. She was runner-up in the 2016 women's world 9-ball in there too. So she's a great 9-ball player. We'll see how her 10-ball is.
Well, given the lay of the land here, George, Kelly is looking for a position with which to try and extract fouls, because 1, 2 in the middle of the table, 3's no problem, 4's in trouble, 8's in trouble. There's a couple dodgy areas, so at some point she may be looking. She knows she's got her opponent on 1 foul. Now, when she takes the 3 out, I'm just curious whether or not there's a 4-6 combination to the same pocket and how she'd get the cue ball over there. Well, that would be another story.
Jim, I believe that's a 7-ball. I've had trouble with those 2 balls myself. Next to the 6.
Oh, of course she made the 4 off the break, didn't she? Yeah, the bottom corner pocket.
And so she's going to have to use that 5, come off the rail for the 5 right into the 7. Now she has no angle to do that.
Well, that was risky.
Now she has no angle to do that.
Very risky the way she played that.
Well, actually, she does have angle. She can elevate here and kind of cheat the pocket to the left, make sure she doesn't catch the corner, and come into it. There, just oh, but she stayed behind it. Well, good thing is it's over the pocket, but she's got to kick it to the right side of the ball. I mean, the correct side of the ball, which is the left.
She's moved the 8 to where there might be an 8-10 combination. She's having a look at it. And she doesn't have a ton of time. And you see her quick around the table now. So just weighing up exactly the point of contact on this bottom cushion. 7 in the same area of the table. She's got it. Oh, well, I thought she's got the hit.
Yes.
I thought she had the 6.
She did all the heavy lifting. Now will Kawahara take on this 8-10 combo if she gets the 6-7. And I actually believe she will, because coming in from the angle she's coming in, she'll be able to have an angle to keep the cue ball behind the 9, and it'll be a free shot.
23-point differential in Fargo ratings. And she'll be able to play this with a modicum of safety in mind too. She'll be attacking the 10 with the 8, but she'll be able to feather that cue ball off that cushion and glue it behind the 9 just for an insurance policy, but she'd like to get this 10, square things up.
I actually like the way she played that rail first. I don't think she could have held the cue ball behind the 9 if she went straight at it. But again, another ball close to the pocket.
3 cushions?
I like
or
the
more.
3 cushion. I like the 3 cushion straight at kick at it. And so does Kelly. And with the new cloth, the fact that it goes long, measure it to the corner pocket and let it go a little long. Wow, that was close. That was very close.
Well, second time she's escaped with balls near the pockets, and that was a very good hit from Kelly Fisher there too. So she's forcing Kawahara to clear up here. The 9 will go by the 10.
On the rail, we saw a couple of errors in the last match. Let's see if we see any on this one. A nice stroke on that ball.
Yeah, when you're near the cushion and cueing's at a premium like that, imperative that you deliver that cue straight and you stay still. She's got sound technique, as you'd expect. Good strike there too, and she's done it all. 1-1 the score. And again, good safety play.
On that 9-ball, did it all.
And she secured the break back again, George. It's my first real look at Chihiro Kawahara, and hard not to be impressed.
You know, now that we are in the final stages of this tournament, the shootout only comes into play if they are tied in the third and deciding set at 3-3. But meanwhile, the first stages of the tournament, there were a total of 14 out of 56 matches. There was a total of 14 shootouts for 25%.
And you heard in the background, too, still announcing the Michigan State Amateur League Championships going on. They've been going on all week, and the teams have all made their way into town. Still a good number of people here at the Kellogg Arena in Battle Creek. Third year running that this venue has hosted the Michigan Open, brought to you by Predator Pro Billiard Series, Samsung TV Plus, Medallia Light, Kamui, and of course, Q Sport International, responsible for the BCA.
Part of it. Ball on the break. It's been at a premium.
As have runouts from the break. Never saw one in the first semifinal. We're not going to see one in the first 3 racks here either. A lot of decision making. Not so much whether to attack or defend, but how to defend. Always options.
Use the 9-5 there, or she come all the way around below the, yeah, just the 9-5. She's doing simple, very simple.
Easy 2-cushion kick though, and I mean Kelly should be able to kick this with a modicum of control. Keep that cue ball behind the 6 and bump the 1 up table or down table as we look. And she's calling the corner pocket just in case. But again, distance between cue ball and object ball, the order of the day.
Oh, this is a nice hit. This is going to get fine cover behind the 3. Yeah, the better she hit that rail on the side and came down below the 3-10-8, the better the safety possibilities.
She's left the edge of that 1 ball though. A very fine hit required from Kawahara here.
Delicate safety. She might have given up the edge of the 1, which is enough to make it.
And cue ball will be contacting the 2, so not easy to negotiate position to the 2 here. But this is definitely on.
Little uncharacteristic miss there.
Probably thinking a little too much about where the 2 was going and the hit from the 1 to the 2.
And you can see the reason for concern. The 2 is behind the 10 ball. Well, Chihiro now with a straight in long shot for the 1 ball. She'll probably just follow that. She'll probably come all the way back down the table for the 2 ball in the right hand corner. Put a good stroke on that ball and didn't come far enough. But it is far enough, but she would like to come down just a little more.
She may have to travel back up and down for the 3 again, unless she can hold it. If she can kill the cue ball here and spin it off 2 cushions and hold for the 3 to the same pocket. Looks like she may be doing that.
Yeah, her next concern is that 5-9 combo after this 3 ball.
Yeah, she needed more angle here, George. She hasn't left herself enough to get up table to attack that 5. So it was available top left.
I think she might just go ahead and get up that way. Does she have an angle to get up straight up?
She'd have to power it up,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Draw to that side cushion.
I think she can just stop the ball there and play the 5-9 combo. The way it lays, she can hit it. She's looking at that now. It just, from this angle here, it catches the corner of the 9 just right. I'm standing right down the line. And then the 5 ball should set up for the side pocket with the correct speed. Either that or she's going to come 2 rails behind the 7.
Yeah, I think she'll use that 5 or the 9 as a blocker for the 5. Keep it near the middle of the top cushion. And try and find cover for the cue ball.
And behind the 7 she did go, but I don't think she's going to find cover. She's left the full ball, it looks like.
Well, she always knew she was going to be leaving distance, and she's bumped that 9 over to take the corner pocket away from the 6, but there is a 6-9 combination available. Also the safety here for Kelly to try and get that cue ball on the 9. And coming from a snooker background back in the UK, safety play is always a focus, unless you're absolutely certain of the shot. You know, all of the top ladies that have come from Britain, most notably Allison and Karen Corr, Kelly Fisher, I mean, they all honed their skills on a much larger surface.
The driving range called the 6x12.
Fantastic shot. Brought that cue ball exactly where she needed it to attack the 9.
Well, now it's pretty straightforward. Careful here, because if she's going to want to hit this semi. Oh, she's cutting it. I thought she was going to play the 6 to the left side. Nicely done. You know, when you cut a ball that extreme, my concern, or a concern would be, will the ball get to the pocket?
Kelly Fisher started out by winning the opening rack, but looking very much like Kawahara is going to take the next 2, and with 2-1 advantage will welcome her to the table to break in rack number 4. Sound player. Rock solid.
If you wait till the last minute, come back to the phone desk, your sheets at the edge. 8 more minutes, you just entered recently, come back to the desk, we can start.
Well, George, if she's planning on spending a little bit more time in North America, a lot of these ladies in these Predator Pro Billiard Series events are going to have to take note, if they haven't already,
I'm sure she's already on her note card.
Yeah, she's got a pretty high Fargo rating, so she's played in some events.
She's showing it. The 9th highest Fargo in the world. Get that right off of the Fargo Rate app. Top 100 women world. And the very top would be 772, Che-Yu Chow, Rita Chow. Who will be in the final match. Waiting for the winner of this one. She just defeated Wei Wei. And a very, as Jim said, high quality match prior to this one.
Just pushing out. Leaving a long look at the one, but nothing from which she can attack. Well, a lot of colors to try and duck behind here, yes. George, so you get the feeling she'll take this shot.
Interesting. Kelly has a minute after the break, and when she pushes, Chihiro has a minute. And at that time, you know, a smart player will use their time to just plan out the whole rack, not just that one shot. And that usually serves them right. And that way, when they come back on their 30-second time clock, they can be pretty decided as to where and what they want to do. Trying to get right behind the 4.
Well, I'm looking for an indication from her body language. Tough to tell.
And that's smart. She brings the jump cue with her. She can see it. She's keeping her playing cue in her hand. Puts the jump cue down. She's left a lot of one ball for Kelly to play with. If she cuts this in, she's going to have to run the cue ball a long way, so she's just going safety all the way. Plus, she may not have had room to go by the 2 ball to cut it in. Little cat and mouse.
Yeah, a lot like our first semifinal safety exchanges, and they proved decisive.
Those safety exchanges usually go to the more experienced player and the more versatile player. With Kelly's snooker background, that should serve her well.
She's very creative, and she's learned how to combine a lot of snooker philosophy into her pool game, because snooker brings a lot of different safeties into play, given the larger surface. But again, a lot of snooker safeties translate to the 4.5 by 9 foot surface as well.
Well, she didn't want to leave it over the pocket because this makes this kick, this kicks go fairly easy. But getting it off the 1, if she pockets it, to get shape on the 2 is a challenge.
Well, she'd rather be shooting the 2 from there than to give ball in hand to her opponent, that's for certain.
And you have to be careful not to follow it in.
She'll probably have to play it slow. Well, pardon me.
Yeah, she played it perfect.
I guess if you're that confident that you're going to hit it and not hit it full,
Hit the ball, the rail, and came right back over.
for me, very unlucky the way that she's played that.
I totally agree. Totally agree. She hit the ball very well, just the way she wanted. It just caught the rail just right and came all the way across and over again and got behind the 3.
Yeah, just a very confident kick, avoiding the full contact on the 1 and fully deserving of being able to see the 2, and she can't. So now, only a kick safe for Kelly Fisher. And she trails 2-1, remember. So she really can't afford any more mistakes in this opening set.
She wants to make this hit, and she wants to hit it with such a speed that the 2 ball gets a rail, and trying to hold that cue ball behind the 9. That's the difficult part. Yeah, she tried. It's going to take a good bump off the 7 and leave a difficult shot, but a full ball.
Yeah, she'll accept that. Just the safety for Kawahara here.
You like that cue ball behind the 5 ball here? Just bank it down right into the 8 with the cue ball coming down behind the 5. Or she can try to put it up against the 7 too. It's just a little more complicated. She's coming across the line instead of towards it. Oh, she went the other way. She left an edge. Might just
I'm right down the line looking at it. She's going to take the cue ball over towards the 10, and she has just called the 10.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I say if I have to go that direction, it's the only direction I can go.
Bank the 1 right back up and down the middle, George, and cue ball over towards the 10.
Yeah, she could double kiss this ball in, and she can cut it right in. One or the other. Good things could happen.
How about that shot?
There you go.
How about that shot from Kelly Fisher? I thought it might be a little risky if Chihiro played that shot. She was bringing the 2 down towards the 10, but that was some kind of effort from Fisher there. And you saw her even punctuate it with her cue after she knocked it in. She needed it because the Japanese player was dictating the pace in that 4th rack. And she always had Kelly kicking at it, trying to defend. Never ever gave her an aggressive option until there, and didn't she make it work? And Mr. Momentum has changed chairs.
Good old Mo. Quite the shot. Quite the shot.
Got a powerful break. Powerful break. Could she will that 2 on? No.
Both players have had 20 shots. Chihiro's had 21. With that break, Kelly's had 21. And so, with the score 2-1, 2-2, that tells you how close this match is now. Time at the table is insignificant. They're within 2%, right about 50. Going to the right side, I believe. Coming down 2 rails, trying to find cover. She's going to bump the 6. Oh, is she going to? Oh, nope, no cover. It looks like the 1 may go by the 8 ball for the 2 if she chooses. I think she'll choose the cue ball behind the 8.
Yeah, I think that's always going to be her option here, George. Needs the rail with the 1. And I think Kawahara might call the 2 here and kicking at this, just in case. Yeah, she has. Again, just in case. But she's looking for a contact on the 1. Given cue ball in hand at this state, looking at the lay of the land would be disaster.
That could have really worked. It could have worked 2 ways. The 1 ball into the 2, or the cue ball catching the top part of the 1 going into the 2.
Well, Kelly's had a quick look at this one from near the pocket. Now she's having a real good look. It's a thin cut, but again, she's got the 2 there to help her. She doesn't want to travel too far with the cue ball. Well, she's caught it way too thick.
You know, I thought when you said she doesn't want to travel too far with the cue ball, I thought the outside spin on that 1 ball might help it off the deuce and the cue ball into the 7.
Well, it's never easy to judge the deflection when you're leaving that center line. She's caught that way too thick.
That brings her opponent to the table with a great opening shot. Everything out in the open. Gets good on this 3 ball, and she just might be saying sayonara.
That works. Actually, perfect angle on the 3. Intended the 3 into the side, but perfect to drop onto the 4.
She'll cross where the cue ball is now to play the 5 ball to the quarter. Then, of course, they just lay there and take them 1 by 1 in rotation. That's the one thing about rotation. You always know what ball they're going to shoot next. Trying to get a little humor on a Sunday morning here in Michigan. I will say the days we've been here, it's been absolutely gorgeous. The weather has been Chamber of Commerce weather. Everything's green. The geese are out laying around on the lawns. Sun shining, it's nice and warm. Short sleeves. And in here, the weather has been hot with great players.
Yeah, it doesn't want to be too near that cushion. And certainly doesn't want to be straight in either. Oh, she's looking at leaving herself the long 8 to the bottom corner. If she does, that tells me that she's got a lot of self-belief in her cueing.
Nice shot. Anytime you elevate a cue like that and take that shot, there's a risk of just missing the ball, especially when you do it with side spin. Chihiro looking good through this. The only thing she could do wrong here is maybe catch the corner of that side pocket and not come down for the 10 as she draws this back.
can't help but be impressed with how well Kawahara is playing and how the moment has not overcome her. When Kelly played that bad shot on the one, everything was there, but they had to be made. And Kawahara is looking full value right now. She's 3-2 in front. She'll break to try and close out set number one. Well, even though I didn't know a lot about her coming into the semifinal.
You're learning fast.
Well, I'm certainly learning.
Yeah, some of the, if this is day one for you guys watching this stream, some of the players we had here this week, we had Amber Chen, Christina Tkach, Margaret Fefilova, Steyer. We had Savannah Easton, the Roadrunner. Very promising 13-year-old out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Bean Hung. Try to find a Silviana Liu. We had 15 of the top 20 players in the world here, according to Fargo. So, quite a roster in this women's Michigan Open. One ball straight to the side pocket. Two ball not available.
Yeah, no love on the two at all. And look at the 10. So you really got to be careful where you push here.
My. Wow.
Just where she's holding her Q-tip leaves the edge of that 10, but also where she can't attack, or the edge of the 2 where she can't attack the 10.
That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to find a place where, and I think she's going to come down to the bottom. She's got to get it on the rail because it leaves a draw. No, she's going to stay up there. Now up there, Kelly might be able to find a way to get to the 10. If she does, she's going to show us something.
Yeah, I've got a feeling Kelly's going to give this one back to her, George. I just don't see any easy safety options here. And she's looking at her like, what
okay, so I got to do this?
Well, that look is, what were your thoughts? What did you have in mind that I don't see?
An extremely thin hit might bring the cue ball to the rail, and a small chance at coming off the rail for the 10.
Well, if Kelly takes this on, I'm surprised.
It's got to be feathered.
Very thin hit.
Yeah. Both players on the edge here.
Oh, wow, what a shot. What a shot from Kelly Fisher. She has played 2 shots to get the 10 from that distance, from the cushion, a paper-thin cut on the 2 to park the 10 in the corner pocket. Easily 2 of the best shots I've seen all week. Tremendous effort. Well, maybe that's what she looked at her for, to say, you're challenging me, aren't you?
That's exactly what it was, because you try to hit the ball that thin, and there's a good possibility of missing the whole ball. So now the other player has that shot, or has a better shot, with a carom.
Well, that's, for me,
great shot.
That shot is the best shot I've seen all week, male or female. Tremendous shot from Kelly Fisher.
And they're tied to 3 going into the final game of the first set. Now we saw a great break from Chihiro Kawahara from Japan. Now let's see what Kelly Fisher can provide us. From the side.
And with the break, and once again, she has wrested the initiative right away from Kawahara. And what a good break would do. And she's changed sides.
2 ball to the side pocket. 10 ball hanging over that corner pocket again. And another shot at the 10 ball. Now, do you take the 10? If you take the 10, it doesn't matter if you pocket the 1, or do you go for the run out? Because they're both there.
Well, if the cue ball was away from that side cushion, I might agree with you, George.
There you go.
Being on that side cushion, I think she's just got to take the cut on the 1. The 3 available should go around the back edge of the 3 to play the 3 to the pocket. The 10 is nearest. But she has bought herself a chance at the first set.
But folks, we just listed down 2 highlight shots for Kelly, and both of them carom shot off the 2 to win with the 10.
And that might have been one of the weaker shots Kelly Fisher has played, because she is well short of where she intended to be with that cue ball. She wanted to be right up off that side cushion and be playing this 3 to the bottom right corner. Now, she's got to reroute. Does she smack this into the side, draw off the bottom cushion to get up for the 4?
The 8 ball would stop it, wouldn't it?
She's looking at the 10 again.
It's actually, it's there. The only problem is if she hits it too hard, she could scratch in the opposite corner.
Could she possibly end it this way? Wow. Wow. Did she call the 3? I don't think so. She didn't.
No, she had to call the 10. She has to call one or the other. She can't do it two-way. So the option from Kawahara.
She probably thought she made the 10. And the point of contact from where she was, I kind of thought she made it too.
Yeah.
But look where that 10 is.
And look what she's left. Kawahara, Chihiro is faced with either banking the 4 ball at the 10 or coming 2 rails between the 6-9 for the 10, or trying to find some way to play safe.
Or cut the 4 in, George.
Cut the 4 in, yes. There is that. It's just the others are just the same degree of difficulty. This will keep you on the edge of your chair, these kinds of shots.
Yeah, she went for the 10.
Yeah, those were the choices.
And is she going to get lucky?
If it bounces, maybe.
If that 9 hasn't come to her aid, she is in big trouble, because all Kelly has to do is roll this in, and she'll leave the 5-10 combination. And this is close. No, she's not jacking up. She must be able to see the 4. She can.
Wow.
And a 5-10 to seal the deal in the opening set. Wow. What a finish for Kelly Fisher.
3 early 10s to win 4-3.
Yeah,
and 2 of them outstanding carom shots.
Tremendous stuff. Well, they're going to take a quick break as we gear down for set number 2. Stay with us.
And the players are back in the arena. For set number 2, Kelly Fisher and Chihiro Kawahara have kept us on the edge of our seat for the entire first set. There was 3 or 4 racks there that you just couldn't wait to see exactly what they were going to do. Let's see if this set can be half as exciting. Race to 4.
Well, if it provides half as many great shots, we're in for a treat, because that was special, that set.
And speaking of greats, in the last set I named off some of the players that were in this tournament, the top women players, and I neglected to mention a few others like Jasmine Ocean, Sarah Roca, Maite Romero, Seo Seo, Wang Ling Wang, and of course, a lot of people's favorites is Wei Wei and Cristina Zalteva. Talent. It was full of it. And we got the cream of the crop playing right here. Pushing out. And the other thing we have for you folks is we have Jim Weich in the booth.
Very happy and lucky to be here when I see special shot making, as I've seen in this opening set. As I said, I do tend to get a bit excited. I've never ceased to be a fan of this game.
Oh, she's gonna.
Yeah, this looks good.
Little bouncing. It's gonna look great.
Now she's just left that left edge of the cushion, the escape route for Kawahara here. That ball would have tracked about another inch. She'd have been looking to tie balls up. But it's already pretty messy down near the bottom right corner.
You know, all week in preparation for this tournament here in Battle Creek, Michigan, I kept telling the grandkids and my wife, I said, when I get there, I'm going to find a reason to say it like Tony the Tiger. But I'm still going to wait. I'm still going to wait.
No, this is a town. And Kellogg's is front and center, no question about that. Their headquarters here in Battle Creek, and literally right across from the Kellogg Arena that we're hosting the Michigan Open is the head offices for the giant cereal company. Now she'll have to play this. She'd love to be able to play at a bit of speed and maybe even loosen up that 410 or 710, pardon me, off the 4. Well, she missed it. So that 710 may have to be developed at some point.
I like that cue ball up against that 7. Just a little bit of draw here and catch the 2 rails by the corner and just lay it right in there. Kill it right there. She's going for it, I think.
Yeah, I think she was going to try and develop the 7 and the 10 off the 3. She left herself the angle. She knows the 5 is up near the top corner pocket, and she's already made the 4, so that would have been the game plan. But as it sits right now, it's effectively her insurance policy, isn't it?
Right now, but she's got Chihiro can develop it the same way. Oh, too hard. And she looks up in the air like, oh, what did I do? I will, in her defense, I will say when you go rail first on a shot, that speed coming out of there is so delicate. Before you know it, you've got 3 feet past where you wanted to be.
Didn't quite hit that and get it to the top cushion as desired. Tricky safety option here for Kelly.
She's got a couple of them, and they're both very tricky. Let's see what she comes up with.
She's going to try and get that cue ball in behind the 5.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Well,
and this was the second one. And she's going to find it.
Oh,
she
that's
got
beautiful.
there.
Spectacular.
She got there.
I mean, that was risky. Where she left the 3, huge risk. But again, huge reward when you can get the cue ball into the weeds as Kelly has done here.
You know, shots like that, you may want to jump up and say, you guys got to clap for that. That was quite the shot.
Well, again, she's got the 7 and the 10 tied together in the bottom corner. She's not going to be touching them.
She's called the 3 in the corner. She's going to try to hit this rail and spin back towards it, straight at the 3. Not going to the rails, but straight at the 3. With a lot of left-hand spin and draw.
Yeah, effectively trying to masse it off that cushion, but she needed to hit with a lot more force and probably jack up a little.
Now she can open up the 7 coming off the 5 now, because the 6 is over the pocket in the side. It's a matter of how to attack it. The side pocket's in the way to hit when you use the side rails. So you don't want to come that way. Fear of scratching. She has to hit the outside of the 10. And she's looking at that right now. Got to be careful. There's almost no way to get hooked. The 8 ball's the only ball that can hook her. So. Missed it. She's got shot number 2. As it comes up, the higher it goes, the easier the shot. Now she's got to draw it, I think.
If she could get that cue ball to the bottom cushion, she's got a bank on the 7.
Yes. I thought you didn't play one pocket, Jim.
I've watched it.
There you go. Power draw, or is she going to use the rail? Ouch. Well, she didn't scratch, and it didn't hurt too much. Now will she just cut the right side real soft, hit the rail, and come on top of the 10?
See her tapping the table, willing that cue ball to stop. And looking at Kelly's reaction, she may have left the 7 poking out enough for Kawahara to be able to knock it in. Well, that would be a mistake. It's close. And our referee, Dwayne Payne, is jolly on the spot. Hasn't gotten any easier. She hit as much of that 7 as she could, and she couldn't cut it in. Kelly's looking to kick at this. She's going to have to negotiate where that 8 is. It's close to being in the track. She might have to spin this a little bit. Just looking at the halfway point between the 2 balls. That's the point of contact on the left side, and jacked over the 9.
That was a great shot. She might not have left the safety, but what did she leave? Cross side. Careful with the kiss over by the side pocket.
George,
worked out.
You and your timing shots.
Well, the reason for that is a lot of times when you're straight into a pocket and you try to bank away from it, it's going to come back.
It actually
in
worked
one
in her
pocket.
favor.
It worked in her
though,
favor,
didn't
sure
it?
did. It pushed the 7 ball up against her rail.
Yeah, she's trying to get cover for the cue ball.
She's faced with a decision here. She can try to put the cue ball behind the 9. She can try to run it around and use the 8-10, or she can just go with the bank shot in the lower right-hand corner. What are your strengths, folks? It's the opening game of the second set. I think she has left a bank, or she just tried a real soft safety behind the 10. She might do the same thing here behind the 9.
Well, this has been the longest rack of the match so far. Still the first rack in the second set. Kelly's already banked the first one.
Successfully executed.
Yeah, quick around the table. She knows the shot clock is winding down. She's called the side pocket, but she'll be happy to hit this one.
Kick bank. Might still hit it. It would have too. Look at that.
Now she can lay it right beside the 7, top side, and just hit it thin and try and use the 9 as cover again. You know, play over to the left cushion.
Chihiro is smiling. Or was that a grimace? Nice shot. She got the ball, left distance, left a tough shot. Cue ball will track towards the left-hand corner pocket. Hard to get shape on the 8 ball. Get really good shape on the 8 ball. She'll have to leave herself long. Going for it. That cue ball looks like it tracks right at the pocket. And shot clock, she just rushed that one.
Yeah, I just threw her cue at that, didn't she? I felt she played the wrong shot in her safety prior. She didn't look at the shot quite well enough and didn't see the shot that I saw.
Well, Chihiro has come down close to her work. A little more angled she liked, but probably okay. Shook him off the 8 ball, probably right at the 9. Real soft. Right around the 10, guaranteeing herself an angle.
Well, it certainly took a while, but finally the first rack in the second set looks like coming to a conclusion.
That was the longest game there. That was almost a 15-minute game.
Yeah, definitely a long rack, and I mean both players unwilling to give an inch, and Kelly was forced into attacking that long 7 as the shot clock was winding down.
Time at the table for both players was split right down the middle for that game. You see how many innings we had there. There was a lot of innings in that game, come to think of it. Wow.
Rack number 2. Kawahara. He's got a powerful break too.
There's 30 innings in that, or 30 shots by the players in that game.
The 3 and 10 stuck together in the middle of the table. Very close to where they were racked. So a 3 ball. That's the key ball early here in rack number 2. Now, does Kelly have an angle on this too, enough to be able to take the cue ball towards the 3?
It looks like she does. Looks like she has just enough to come across the top of it. She's going to want to go into it full. She doesn't want to miss it. Perfect.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Perfect.
It's given her a chance. It's opened this rack up, and she has asked for the cue ball to be cleaned.
Now the clock is stopped for the ball cleaning. It's for a lot of you wondering out there. We did have one famous ball cleaning incident recent, last year. Year before last? You missed that one.
You know,
on
I
the
must have.
You missed the ball cleaning when Jeremy had to step in Moscone Cup.
No.
On the 6 ball, Jeremy Jones had to he called for a ball cleaning, and Marcus, the referee, fastest job in life cleaning it, but set it down and called a time foul because the clock didn't stop.
No, I wasn't aware of that. Well, Kelly had a look at the time when she asked our referee to clean the cue ball. And I'll tell you, she made a real good shot in the 3 afterwards, after opening it up. As I said, she has completely opened this rack up. Now she's just got to hold it together. A couple more shots. Cue ball will be traveling here, up and down for the 7.
touch of left.
She needs
Hello,
help from the 10. Yeah, she's got it.
That 10 ball's been helpful for her all day. It keeps getting hit by the cue ball and going in the hole. Looking good to tie this set up. Not allowing Chihiro to pull away. Sponsors are Zan Tips, Mez Cues.
Oh, very good clearance. That one from Kelly Fisher. Having to open up the 3. Played the 1 very nicely, actually drawing it up that cushion to leave herself the angle on the 2 to attack that 3 ball. That was a great visit from Fisher.
If we can get this over in 2 sets, we will have no need or fear of a shootout. If it goes to a third and deciding set, if they're tied at 3, you might be treated to 1. There was only 14 of them in the entire tournament.
Again, breaking from the right side. She's enjoyed a little more success from here.
1 ball straight into the hole, the 2 ball being bounced around still. She's got a cut. You know what's nice about this cut? She cuts it in, the cue ball stops the 10 ball stops the cue ball for the 3. Again, helping her out. Everything's open. Will she go for it or play safe? Didn't help her that much. I thought I was going to hit it full and stop it right there.
Well, it's a very thin cut on the 3 now. She's looking at it. She knows the cue ball will be tracking up for the 4, and that's where it needs to go. But she's got to feather this one in. Outside. We already know she's got a great eye.
Outside English. Wow. Wow.
Beautiful, deft touch. Are we going to see a break and run out? We haven't seen one in either the first semifinal or in the first 9 racks of this one.
Uh-oh, I was favoring her for that if she would have come back and played the 5 in this corner. But trying to get to the side pocket, she hit the 6 ball and complicated things.
Yeah, and the 6 is taking away the side bank as well, George. So if she can't cut this in, I don't see any pocket on offer. Yeah, she's just asked for an extension. It's a very thin cut. Did not intend contact in the 6 off that cushion.
Well, she's pushing the thinness here, the thinness factor. I just made that one up. Because this has got to be awfully thin and spun in. She's got to spin it up. Almost, but almost means she leaves a very nice shot for her opponent. And Kelly wants this set because she wants to just not even think about going to the 3rd and final set. Just win it outright. Exceed is her other sponsor. Mez, Zan, and Exceed are her sponsors. Chihiros. Kelly is a Predator sponsored player. She uses an Icon 4-3, the Air Rush, and the BK Rush Sport. With the 11-8 reed. That's why she gets so much English. She's using the 11-8 reed with a real thin one. I was wondering how she was, moving the ball so well with all types of English, and there's the answer.
Quickly for the little extension that all these top players have now to be able to reach these and not have to use the rake.
A lot of players are playing full time with those, Jim. It just seems to level out your backhand.
Yeah, could have done with a little bit more pace in that cue ball here. Should still get this, but it's a thinner cut than she needed to leave herself.
And Chihiro Kawahara makes quick work of that rack. Nice and tidy cue ball. And takes a 1-game lead in the second set and race to 4.
Lost the opener 4-3. And when she was 3-2 ahead, Fisher secured the last 2 racks, and superb shot making, parking that 10 into the pocket a couple times early. And we thought we were going to see our first break and run out, but just a little bit of a careless positional shot from Kelly. Took her out of position.
Yeah, that bumping into that 6 ball took that away, didn't it? Big ouch. Looking around, I'm trying to see who might be in the stands, who in the stands might be of interest. I see Miss Wei Wei over to the side. She just lost to Yu Chao in the first semifinal.
Very thin cut on the 2. The upside to taking this on, if she gets it, cue ball will go across the table twice and should land over on the left-hand side again for the 3. So maybe worth the risks. That's a tester.
Wow. Nice shot.
Yes, it really was, George. And again, she's landed in the area where 3 and 4, 5 and 6, all there. Everything's in the open here. And I'm not going to put the commentator's curse on her with regards to the break.
Those are just pretty shots that way she made that 2 ball. Simple, elegant, pretty, and I think it's worthy of the highlight reel.
8 to 9 involves a bit of distance. But she can leave herself an angle on the 7 to get close to the 8. That'll help her control on that white.
Are we looking for our first break and run here, Jim?
I didn't want to say anything, George.
Oh, that's why you didn't want to say that. I think at this stage, I think it's safe to say. I think if she didn't break and run here, she'd fall out of her shoes. She does need this to send us to a third and deciding set. She needs both of these and then the next game.
A 3-1 lead as our first break and run out, courtesy of Chihiro Kawahara. She's looking strong value.
Kelly's asking for a timeout.
I had just been informed that she can have her timeout when the set is done.
Well,
and 3-1 the lead. Kawahara will come out of her chair to try and secure set number 2 and force the third and decider. Again, remember, she led 3-2 in the opener, and Kelly won the last 2. So she knows her opponent digs in when her back's against the wall. As competitive as any lady on tour, no question.
that explains her win-loss record. It's very skewed to the win. And there's the break. It doesn't look like anything's going to go in. There, she's coughing up a storm.
I don't think she can get through to the 1. She's looking, but may be able to contact it, but I don't think she can pocket it.
Well, she's left a shot on this ball, and if she just brings us straight up and down from the 1, she'll have position on the 2. Nice tidy cut shot. She's been hitting these very well all day long, as her opponent has.
Yeah, I caught that one way too thick, but at least she caught it in a manner where it was always going to run safe. Sometimes you hit those too good and they hang around the pocket.
Yeah, those are the ones you would have rather missed by a mile. looks like she's going with the cue ball to the right side behind the 9. Oh, to the left side behind the 3. One or the other, she found cover. And good cover, too. Going at it with a 1 rail kick. 3 rail. Wait a minute. Yeah, 1 rail kick. Didn't miss by much, but missed nonetheless. Ball in hand.
Everything open with ball in hand. This has got 3-2 written all over it. I'm looking for some problems, George. I don't see them.
The problem is she's coughing quite a bit.
Made the 6 and trying to hit the 1 there. The 7 doesn't go past the 10, but obviously a 7-10 combination. But where the 5 is, if she's got the right angle, she could drop right behind the 7 to the top corner too. So again, should be no problems here.
Created a bigger angle here. Bad drawing the ball back. Solve the angle problem by shooting it to a different pocket. Kelly now resides in Charlotte, North Carolina, according to the research I did on her. Her snooker background was from '98 to '03.
And she was dominant in ladies snooker in the UK as well. Well, you know, both Allison and Karen, when they came over and kind of led the way and paved the way for Kelly to come, they were always so technically sound. When you watch them play, you see the exact same thing from Kelly Fisher, is fundamentally they've found the holy grail.
Now see, Kelly has more of a pool stance in seeing her feet, way she positions her feet, than Allison has. Allison is straightly
much more square.
Much squared.
Well, she's looking at the 7-10. She didn't quite get the cue ball right behind the 7 to be able to play a full ball 7 into the 10, but you'd expect her to get this.
10's off the rail a little bit, so yes, definitely. Hits the rail and the ball at the same time, or right in there, and should go right in. She's got plenty of room for, might want to call it room for error.
Yeah, it's been one of the trademarks of Kelly's game in the semifinal is getting the 10 early.
3 of them in the last set.
And back to 3-2. She needs a good break to try and force a decider in this one. She won the decider in the first. And remember, she wanted to take a break, so she's probably, maybe she was coughing a bit, her throat's a bit scratchy, and
that drink of water she just had may have helped. Players know going in that the break times are at intermission, in between sets. Referee stops play. Did one of the balls roll off?
I don't know. I saw John Lehman, our head referee, over motioning to our match referee, Dwayne Payne, but I wasn't sure what he was doing. I didn't know for sure that he was trying to motion to Dwayne, but I guess that's exactly what he was trying to do. And he got the memo.
using the arrow rack on the Arcadia cloth with the Arco balls.
On the apex table.
And the problem with that rack was that the 10 ball was not in the middle. Michael, our stats guy, just gave me that over on a text. That's how good he is on stats. We don't have a monitor where we're sitting, so we don't see what you're seeing, folks, at home. We see the table directly, and we're about 30 feet back, elevated, but 30 feet back.
I was just about to say that that's a perfect break. It looked like the one was going to come up and sit pretty over the side. Well, it's ducked behind the 4.
Can she, and she can't play it to the corner because the 4 blocks that too.
Well, no, she could play it to the corner, but that side pocket's in the equation. Can she knock this in and keep that away, or could she even try and hold it there? Well, she can. It's a full ball, and I like that option a lot better.
That was a very nice shot.
Because everything's in the open here, so extracting a mistake will definitely put her in good stead. It's not the easiest hit, this one.
Well, she made it look easy, but left the full ball. She might find herself behind this 2 ball. Or will she cut? No, she can't cut that. Just draw the ball straight back on top of the 2. She's got something else in mind. She's going for the cut. Probably. Distance and cover. Here comes the jump cue.
Well, the left rail to be able to get over towards the ones available if she decides to kick between the 4 and the 9. Spin it, try and get these angles to work in her favor. Oh, she's misjudged it, and that was not the toughest of hits. And she has turned it right over. Now the good news is in the safety exchange, it looks like the 6 and the 7 are tied up on the right-hand cushion. And given that, Kelly may not opt to attack here. She may try and push this one down towards the 10. Play a good aggressive safety in doing that too. And Kelly's just querying. Pretty sure she's on 1 foul. Is Kelly wondering if she's on 2 fouls? I think it's only 1. 1 foul. They've just confirmed that. Yeah, she hit that one when Kelly glued her behind the 4, but here you go. Try and feather that one down by the 10. And again, try and get that cue ball.
Yeah, she's just on 1.
Up tight to the 2. Now, did she take that side cushion away? That's what she intended.
No, Chihiro's on 1 foul. This would be 2.
She's called the bottom corner pocket, so she must have that side cushion escape. May have to spin it a bit off the side and elevating.
Oh, she's called a foul on herself.
She's called a foul on herself. Yeah, well done. True sportsmanship on display here. Kawahara admitting to the foul, so she is on 2 now. And again, where that 6 and 7 are, you've got to feel that Kelly's going to try and 3-foul her to get to Hill.
Most definitely, especially because she can put this cue ball right up against the 6. The 10 ball helps to keep it there.
Yeah, calling her extension. She needs us to be good.
Oh, it's going to come out. She's got it. She's going to have to kick at it.
She may be able to swerve this. Just elevate. May have no choice because there's only a fraction of that one sticking out. But can she elevate and just masse softly around the 7? It's got to be like a delayed masse. Maybe not. Maybe not because she isn't even looking at it. And she's got to hit this. She's on 2 fouls, remember. She doesn't hit it. It's loss of rack.
I like your call there, Jim. I think she can. She has the right side of the cue ball to be able to do that and just bring it into the 1. Yeah, like you said, she has a little bit more than half a ball. She doesn't have a full ball. And she hit it cleanly. Nice shot.
Had to have it. And what a great escape that was. Got to be delighted with her effort there. Hampered queuing over the 3. And she's got to hurry, and she knows it. It's a good thing Kelly's tall. A lot of players that have to use a step ladder to play this shot.
Oh my. Almost dropped in the side pocket. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Well, the 10 ball's there. I was going to say it wouldn't be a bad idea to bank that 2 ball right to the 7-6 and leave it there, forcing her to break them up. Straight in. No real position on it for this 3 ball. Straight in on the 2. Well, there's your break up.
7 and the 6, slightly open. Now the 6 is on the 10, so that situation hasn't changed. But that was a pretty good reply from Kelly Fisher there. That was the only shot she really had. There was just no value in trying to knock the 2 in.
Looks like she's going to find cover behind. Nope, it bumped the 9.
Well, she can take the cue ball towards the 3 now.
Wouldn't be a bad ball to bump. Or do you think she can come in against the rail below the side pocket for position?
Oh, I think she's got to try and develop the 3. unless she can land above it, and she feels like she can. That's a good effort, really good effort. Just check the cue ball slightly to straighten it out off that top cushion, and now what she's looking at is the angle to drop below the 6, right where she's showing you now. She'd like to get below from the 4 to the 6 to play a real good attacking safety. And I think she's fine. Just force follow this. Again, right where she is. That's where she needs to be with the cue ball. And put Kawahara in a lot of trouble.
Come straight across. Get behind the 8. Or just bunt this up past the 10 and put the cue ball in the 10. There you go.
Should be a pretty easy hit from this bottom cushion, but getting it safe is another story. She's called the top corner. That would be a fortuitous roll. But again, both balls are going to be heading in the same direction, so she's got to play this with a bit of speed.
Speed she did.
What a good shot. Judged well, executed well.
Another one of those long games with lots of innings. Probably going right behind the 10 ball, or is she attacking? She's trying to get behind there.
Yeah, it was good speed. Same shot on offer now for Kawahara.
She can close out the set. I might take this bank. But the 10 does with the carom. You don't like that. She took your shot, Jim, and got right up against that 10 ball perfectly.
It's a much tougher hit than the one that Kawahara faced, this one. And again, getting it safe just complicates the issue. Well, Kawahara is going to look at the billiard shot that you alluded to. That's about a minute ago, George. Because that's the only aggressive option. The 7 doesn't go past the 10. But you could play this into an area where she could play the 7 with a cue ball off the 7 into the 10.
And the same type of safety that was played a little bit ago.
No, she's missed that by a long ways.
So we won't see it.
Never threatened the corner pocket. Now, if she wants to attack here, obviously the 6 is available. The safety is also there, drawing the cue ball in between the 7 and the 10. We'll see what she sees.
Bank the 6 up and bring the cue ball behind the 10. Oh, she's just going to try to stay behind it.
Yeah, very non-committal, that shot. I'd like to have seen her play with a little bit more conviction and draw that cue ball instead of kind of stunning it over. She's left the edge of the 6 for Kawahara, but now the 7-10 combination is definitely on. Yeah, Kelly really had a chance to seize the initiative back with that last shot, and she didn't.
Would you consider banking this 6 ball now? No, it's too much of an
Can't,
angle.
well,
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
kinda
see enough
tough,
of it.
Oh, I didn't think the
Yeah,
8
it's
ball
pretty
had her.
tough. I've got a little better look at this than you do, George,
Yeah,
from this side. But she can't quite see enough of the 6. Might not even be able to hit it dead on. So she's called the side pocket, rail first. She needs this to slow down.
Speed.
And it did it. It may have just come far enough where it's on offer to Kawahara. It's a thin cut. Yeah, she can cut this in. She's just called that corner. Just played that with a little too much speed.
It's there. She just has to cut it very thin. She does. But carom or the bank?
She's calling the bank. If it was me, I'd play the carom. But there you go.
There it's a toss. I think the way it lays is just a little bit of a toss. In 9 ball, you would try them both. And now, in the back of her mind, will she say, I should have played the carom?
Well, Kelly, she's gathering herself because she's got to take this 7 on. No choice. And this is all or nothing. She knows she's got to get it. And if she gets it, she should win the rack. If she misses it, she's going to lose the set. Big moment. Yeah, it's going to cost her the set. But you know, those are the type of shots, George, that all those hours of practice, when you know you're tight, you just got to deliver the cue straight. Stay still and deliver that cue straight. But that one evaded her, and it should cost her the set.
Well, I just got a nice stat from Michael Salmon, our pool stats guy. The 6 ball was the first ball pocketed by Chihiro after 21 safeties by Kellogg. Do we have that many safeties? Interesting.
Well, we're going to have another set in us of that. We're almost certain.
And these 2 balls to send it to a 3rd and deciding set to go into the finals to meet Rita Chow. Yu Chow. Chinese Taipei.
And it's confirmed. It's 1 set apiece, so a quick break by both players as referee Dwayne Payne gets the rack ready and
And we are back from the player break, or in between set break. First set, Kelly Fisher wins it first 4-3. Second set, Chihiro Kawahara wins it 4-2. And we will move on to the third and deciding set in this semifinal match to see who meets Che-Yu Chao in the finals at 4 p.m. Eastern, right here. On the Predator Pro Billiard Series Network, World TV, YouTube. For your viewing pleasure out there, folks, these ladies are working hard.
Yeah, are they ever? And I mean, just the run of the balls, nothing is really set up. There have been a couple chances for them to, you know, establish a little rhythm. We've had one break and run out in 13 racks.
And it was rack number 4. You called it.
And again, the break unsuccessful, but no clear look at the one. So just the push out from Kelly.
Give you an idea what kind of money these ladies are looking at. The loser here will settle for $52.50. The winner will be guaranteed $10,500, but first prize money is $18,000. So that's what they have their eye on. No, just a little bit of a containing safety, easy kick.
Yeah, she can see the edge of the one.
Oh, and then
get the cue ball down here. Behind the 7.
Anything but the side of the side pocket that sends the cue ball straight at the 3.
Yeah, she's played it a little hard. She may have left this available. She intended to get behind the 7, but just a little too much steam in that one. It's close. You know, at this stage of the match, too, mistakes are going to be remembered and magnified. So if there was ever a time to, you know, keep that focus high and bring your best game out, now's the time.
Yeah, this is, talk about being back to the wall. There's no tomorrow. It's a race to 4, and you want to avoid tying this at 3. You want to win it outright so it does not go to a shootout. If they're tied at 3 in this set, you will have a shootout at one of the most critical junctures of the tournament for the players, getting into the final. Talk about pressure.
Yeah, and Kelly has been here many, many times before. So you have to feel there's a big edge in experience and certainly in winning with her.
Looking good here. Will she come back for the 8 in the side or just come off the rail for the 8 in the corner? Now she's got to run it around a little bit. Not the quite angle she wanted for this position, but
Yeah, straightening up that cue ball to leave the nice angle on the 9. This is perfect.
And the first rack will go to Kelly Fisher.
Just the way she would have wanted to start this third set. She was given the chance. Bit of a lax safety shot from Kawahara.
We're going to Austria, folks, right after this Michigan Open. We will have the World 8-Ball Championships and the World Women's 10-Ball Championships, which I believe Kelly Fisher, Che-Yu Chow won it, but Kelly Fisher was there. I just can't find where she placed.
Chances are pretty highly. She's the defending champion here in Battle Creek. An event brought to you by Samsung TV Plus. And we'd like to thank Q Sports International for partnering up with Predator and bringing us these high-profile events to showcase to all our pool fans out there. Also, big thank you to Kamui Amadaya Light, smooth tasting beer from Puerto Rico. Yeah, just a long, slow path, rack by rack. Each rack, just a dogfight. Another situation here where probably a push out from Kawahara. And then a safety exchange.
Well, Kelly's results were just what you said in Austria at the Women's World 10-Ball. Very high. She placed third.
Kelly will have a look at this. And if there's no aggressive option in terms of a safety that confronts her, she can always turn it back.
Nice speed on the cue ball. Did it leak? I can't tell.
Interesting. Kawahara never even went over and looked down the line.
It's pretty tight.
She's already called the corner pocket, so in her mind she's kicking, but would have been worth a look.
Well, this has got safety written all over it, glued to the 9-ball.
Yeah, she's not going to like her next visit for sure.
She was almost 3-fouled and made a magnificent kick on a 1-ball earlier. I don't think she's left the right side rail available. Unless she's not froze to the 9. There's nothing coming out of here, out of that side. 2 rails. 5 and the 8 take care of that. She's got to reach all the way down to the bottom rail. She's going to have to climb on the table. Are we at Buffalo's? You ever watch them play one pocket at Buffalo's? They climb on top of the table. It's the only place in the country you can do that. She would be up on her knees by the side pocket and hitting the bottom rail, side rail to hit the one.
And Buffalo's is located?
New Orleans, I think, or in that area. But that's one of the things. They have a huge one pocket tournament down there. And just huge. Oh, she hit this ball. Look at this. Did she call that? My Lord, what a shot.
Another one for the highlight reel. There have been a few in this match.
Now, that'll teach Buffalo's you don't have to get on the table. Wow, what a shot.
And a chance to play a good aggressive safety here on the 2. I was saying to our colleague Eric Horlifson that the biggest feature for me between the pros and the amateurs, I mean, you'll see amateurs that knock a lot of good shots in. Consistency obviously falls with the pros, but kicking. The pros read the table, the angle so much better than the amateur players.
I mean, I looked from where I'm sitting. Of course, I don't have the viewpoint she has, but it looked like the 5 and the 8 both blocked that angle, and she came underneath both of them and was able to hit the bottom side of the ball right at the corner pocket. What a shot.
Well, she can get through to this too, but I don't believe she can get through to enough to be able to make it. At least it doesn't appear that way, but she's getting down and queuing. Oh, she could make it.
She could make it and brought the cue ball down for a look at the 3.
What a nice shot. Had to straighten that out too to get the cue ball between the 6 and the 7.
She would do well to run into the 10 ball here. Give herself more room to play the 9. I was going to say she doesn't want to be straight in, but I don't think she is. She has the angle to move that cue ball to the center.
And what if she wanted to take it into that 10?
That would be perfect.
Develop the 9 and completely open the rack up. Oh, she's chosen a different path. So 6, 7. The 8's in the same area as the 9.
Yeah. She may not be concerned with the 9 because she can see it from the 8. From our angle, it looks like the 10 ball will hinder that.
You know, watching how smooth so many of these women deliver that cue.
I think technically they're a little more sound than a lot of the men, except at the very, very top levels.
Okay, perfect angle now. Just off the bottom cushion and drop right behind the 9 to the same pocket. Or draw over to it, either way.
That's how she planned it. That's why the 10 wasn't in her way. Wasn't in her plan. She had no problem going with the short side.
Well, she's left herself a tricky 10 here. And she's calling the side pocket. This is into a very acute angle.
Yeah.
Got to be precise.
Very. The corner pocket's much larger because of the side rail.
Stayed perfectly still. Almost always a formula for success. And 1-1 the score. That was a great sequence of shot making and cue ball control there from Kawahara. George, still a number of players here. You hear noise in the background, and still some team events going on. But I'd say maybe 100 to 150 people still here, maybe
Easy.
more.
Easy. They have 69 7-foot Predator tables here for the Michigan State Championships, BCA. And I would say that about 60% of them are being used. Well, maybe not quite 60. As I look back, maybe about half.
Rack number 3.
People are well distributed through this room, so it looks like there's more. Cue ball.
Kicked in, very unlucky. When everything's open, that was very unlucky. Can't possibly legislate for something like that happening.
I had to chuckle. When you said legislate, it just my mind went political, and in today's atmosphere, they legislate for everything. Meanwhile, Kelly's going to make work of these balls out in the open and see if she can't get back to that 1-game lead she started this set out with. Interesting bridge. Kelly brings her own.
And again, coming from a snooker background, you'd have to feel much more adept at using this implement than a lot of pool players. I can tell you from the men's side, the bridge is the Achilles heel of a lot of good players.
Speaking of the men's side of snooker, how long did you play professional snooker?
17 years.
That's quite a ways. I overheard you talking last night and some of the number of championships and things like that. For a lot of you who don't know that, folks, Jimmy White is quite the dude on the snooker table.
Yeah, that and the $1.75 grabs me a coffee just about anywhere.
Yeah, but it's developed you where you have your own corner pocket place there in Toronto. There's a corner bank?
Corner bank.
Corner bank. I got it wrong. Sorry. We can push your room.
Thanks, George. Let's.
It's got good food there, folks. Kelly Fisher to go for this positional shot. 7 in the side with cue ball tracking up to the middle of the table for the 8-ball. A little bit of inside. Now it's just coming straight down and avoiding the side pocket. You know how many times people shoot this shot and scratch in the side pocket? Amateurs. Pros not so much. They're very aware of it. Missed the ball.
Oh, very telling. Very telling, the shots now.
That looked like she did a little something with her hand there. It didn't look natural the way she just stroked the other balls.
She was leaving herself a lot to do, even from the 7 to the 8. But she had the angle, and she would have been nicely on the 9. But just the misses are very telling at this stage of the match. Look out.
Speaking of side pockets, she might be inside where she can't.
I
see the 9.
Yeah, I'm not so sure she can. It's really close, but
oh, she can. Just her body language tells me she can. She's looking at the clock. Good awareness there.
Yeah, quickly using that one extension that she had. No better time.
I think she was trying to get back to the side pocket where she could use that area, the open area, to cue. She's off enough, off the rail enough. For a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, certainly. The latter half of this match has favored Kawahara. I'm not going to say she's outmoved Kelly, but she's outshot her. Kelly's had a lot of situations, and she's certainly outkicked her. She has come with some fantastic kick shots. Kelly has been the master of the billiard shots, some of the fantastic carom shots she's played to get that 10 ball in early. But the kick shots that have come from Kawahara have been superlative. I mean, you look at, since the first half of the match, she's pretty well doubled her up. She was down 4-2, losing the first set, but she's won 6-3 in terms of racks ever since then. So she has turned the tide. And Kelly may have been favorite coming into the semifinal. They just forgot to tell Chihiro Kawahara that. And 2-1 in the all-important third set. And I know what would be going through my mind if I was her, is if I get to 3, the worst I'm going to see is a shootout.
Well, Kelly has 1. Chihiro has 2, and she's hooked behind the 8. If she was to decide to kick this 1 ball in, shape on the 2 ball would be questionable.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she's looking at down here.
Yeah.
But maybe even just roll the 8 in. You're not going to leave her a shot on the 1. But you do leave her a chance at being able to put some distance between the cue ball and the 1. And spin that cue ball down, try and find cover. But we've already noted Kawahara kicks so well.
After that 2-rail kick on that 1 ball, that was absolutely amazing. And she's going to have to kick here. Left side or right? The 7 might be in the way for the right side, so we're going to come off the left side, I think.
She's called the side, so she's going to the right
Oh,
side.
she's going 2 rails.
And the danger here, you just don't want to get in too deep. If you clip in behind that one, there's always a danger of that cue ball finding that corner pocket. You're looking for a full contact here.
Well, that's set up for Kelly.
Yeah, she misjudged that one as well as she's been kicking. That one was misjudged.
Well, I think she was trying to kick that 2 rails.
For sure
Yeah,
she
for
was.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's why she called the side pocket.
She went right into it. Well, this is like starting almost with the ball in hand because this is a stop shot for the 2. Got to do a little.
Has she gone far enough?
Wow.
Well, I guess
Apparently.
she has, yeah.
That's scary. That was
Wow,
scary at first. I thought she was going to go ahead and take the angle and come around the 4 for the corner pocket.
Well, that was precarious the way she played that.
Well, this is looking good. Same type of shot for the 5 that she played to the 4. Come over for the 6. Watch this rack develop because it's pretty much running the cue ball to the line on the 7. Now it's just come up by the side pocket. Don't have to call it. Kelly will just show you.
Quick fire.
You know, that's exactly what I was. That's Kelly's nickname, as Jim just mentioned. And that first set with all those carom shots, there was a couple of great carom shots. That was pretty quick fire. Beautifully done. Well measured, well played.
And we are heating up towards a shootout. 2 apiece. The race to 4, and if it goes 3-3, well, buckle in. That's when the roller coaster ride of emotions comes front and center.
I don't know if you guys on the stream can see the crowd or the people in the stands and any type of background. But I have a feeling that if this does go to a shootout, you're going to see some people standing over by the seats here. They're going to close in, especially in the semifinal. I almost kind of feel like I said that just too mundane. Just should have said something like, especially for a semifinal. Maybe wake you guys up on a Sunday morning. Or is it afternoon now in some places? Well, it's afternoon for us. It's even noon in Tucson.
That wasn't one of Kelly's better breaks.
No.
She didn't quite catch that nearly as flush as she would have liked, and she's left a chance.
Well, so far this match we've seen one break and run, which was the third win for Kawahara in the second set. And this looks like one right here. It's there. And I think the hardest job is getting a good positional shot on the 2 right here. Because after that, I think it opens up pretty nice. And the 4 to the 5 is a little, could be tricky, I guess. You just have to run it straight down the middle of the table, take the 5 on the side. But this young lady at the table is a little cagey sometimes, so. And as I just said, that was a cagey way to play position on that.
Yeah, that was kind of a nifty shot. Kind of
Sure
a
was.
stun follow with a trace of right-hand spin on the cue ball. That was interesting the way she played that shot. I was curious how she was going to drop onto the 2.
Yeah, I thought she was going to draw at 2 rails and come across the middle of the table, but that was, like you just said, an interesting shot. I'll have to put that in my memory banks.
Oh, she just slightly underhit this, so she's going to have to spin that cue ball here. Loaded up with right-hand spin. I don't know if she's going to try and get between the 10 and the 4 or just go past the 10 to leave the 4 on, but she's got to spin it. She needs a bit of angle now.
I think she has just enough. Oh, maybe not. That she's got to go quite a ways for this 5. She's got to go either just above the 7 on the right side or above the 5 on the left side. Well, the way she's cueing, I think she can do it. She's spinning the ball. Oh, there you go. She got 2 straight.
Yeah, you know what? She stunned it more than she wanted to play this very similar type of shot that she played from the 1, where it was kind of a stun follow, and she was trying to get more where the 7 is.
I think so. That's how I would have tried to get there, but she was pretty straight. And
well, she can still trundle up to the 6, float that 5 down to the cushion, and she'd like to take that side cushion hit away from her. I know that. And that's assuming she doesn't have a 5-9 combination available. Is she hard enough? Is she hard enough?
No.
I don't know whether that hit the cushion or not.
And I don't know that Dwayne was in position to see if it would.
He should have been down there fast. Unless it's touching, Kelly's coming to have a look. Well, this is a very important time in the match, believe me, because that cue ball
Dwayne's going to give her his reading glasses.
is married to the 6. Yeah,
it's on the rail.
It's on the rail.
Oh, that was fortune. Kelly wanted ball in hand there in a big way. I don't blame her. No, that didn't turn out too bad for her. She's going to run the cue ball down the rail here between the 9 and the rail and get a safety out of it, but she's just going to bank the 5 away. Oh, she's going to, no. I'd be just skimming off the 5 and coming down here by the 7.
Well, she must have called it.
No, she called it. I'm just wondering why. She right away indicated she wanted to play it in the side. Am I missing something here? She can only see the right side. She's got to be playing the 6 ball in the side pocket.
Playing safe, thin hit.
I just didn't see the future of making the ball, you know, the 5 ball. I saw the safety. I didn't see anything else, but she did. See how it works out. It's a tough shot. She just left a tough shot.
Tough shot from the comm box. Never mind out there.
Yeah. I'm not tied on the game to where I want to get on the hill. He says, clean the cue ball so I can settle down.
Just to remind everybody at home, our final is tentatively scheduled for 4 p.m. local time. Now, that's not written in stone. That's what we're scheduling it. But depending on how long this match takes.
And the winner will have to take a short break.
Well, and you know, you think about that, and now you really have to consider the amount of rest that Cho is getting while she's waiting for the winner here.
She's over there hitting balls. But not on this table.
Not under duress.
Yeah. Well, here's a gift.
Well, she won't get a better chance than this. She had the first kick at that 6 ball, missed it, and a very thin cut goes begging from Kawahara. So this is a great chance for Kelly.
And what you're looking at was her golden break cue from Predator with the bridge on it. This is just a straightforward follow shot. This one should have a little bit of reverse on it. She's going to keep it in the same gear. This straight draw, she probably only has to get to about where she is, right? I don't see her having to come too far down.
Well, that 10 means that Kelly Fisher has secured at worst a shootout. And she'll break. Rack number 6 upcoming. And the shootout looms large.
At this stage in this match, they're tied at 2, and she just broke the tie by going up a 3-2. Kelly is pocketed with that 10 ball, 25 balls to Chihiro's 20, but she's missed 3 shots where Chihiro's only missed 1.
2.5 hours, the duration of this match.
So far. Dwayne Payne, our presiding referee here in the arena in Battle Creek, Michigan. Predator Pro Billiard Series, sponsored by Kamui, Samsung TV Plus, Medalla Light, Rums of Puerto Rico, Q Sports International.
One's in.
Cue ball. She's okay. Shot at the 2. Well, for those of you that would like to know, Kelly plays with a Predator Icon 4-3. I'm not sure what tip she has on her Revo shaft, but it's the 11-8. And if it's the stock one, it is a victory tip. Nice shot. She's off to a good start. Pockets this ball, and we could be looking at something really positive for Kelly Fisher.
It's a very confident shot on the 2. She knew she couldn't get close to the 3, so she accepted distance. And this is a big shot right now.
And it's not going in.
Yeah, she tried to will it in with a little body English.
She did.
She knew she caught it a bit thick, George. And well, this is the chance. This is the chance for Chihiro Kawahara now. If she can just nestle this 3 in, she's got to drop onto the 4. Everything's open. She's going to play this to the bottom left corner as we look, because the 5 doesn't go by the 8 to the bottom right, and she's got the angle. She's going to have to kill the cue ball, draw into that right-hand cushion, play the 5 to the same pocket. And if she gets it and lands on the 5, the hard work will have been done.
No.
She's caught it too thick, but I'm not sure that she's left it.
Not sure how much of the 4 she can see. Enough to bank, maybe?
That was nothing more than pressure. The pressure of the situation there.
I think the same for both players. And that 3 ball for Kelly, and that 4 ball for Chihiro. Pretty cagey shot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm looking at her to see what her reaction is, and I'm not sure that she's found cover behind the 10. I think that Kawahara can get through to this 4. No, how much of it she can get through to, we can't tell.
Waiting to see what she does. She doesn't have much time. We can't tell just how much of the force she can see.
That's about as bad as she could have done, and she knows it. She has given Kelly a great chance now. She's had a good look. I really don't think that 5 will go by the 8. She's having one more look.
And this 4 ball's no picnic. She's dead straight in. No, she wasn't straight in. I thought she was dead straight. When I said that, folks, Jim gave me a look like, really?
I know we don't have the greatest perspective at the table. That's
but
for
now you know
sure,
how
George.
blind I am.
You can't be any worse than me, partner. I promise you. I'd throw my eyes away and take yours. And again, you know, it really doesn't look like there's much of a pocket for this 5. And yet she's eyeing it up like she's going to attack. And if she gets this, it can only be the bottom third, I'd say. If that. Oh, what a shot. What a shot.
She was bending the match on that shot pretty close. Or like you said, the worst she can do is a shootout. She's got 3 games this set.
She's not thinking shootout right now, though.
No, she's not. No, she's not. And she keeps leaving her or shooting off the rail quite a bit. That's why she's smiling. She's in there. I keep finding myself on the rail. What's going on here? Well, if she's got the angle to catch that top rail, she might just follow this 2 rails and just get to the center of the table.
Well, that 10 is in a bad spot for her to try and swing the cue ball around the angles to drop onto the 9 nicely with angle.
Just like this. Excellent. And she got the nice angle to come up for the 9.
She might not have been able to play that any better from the position she was in. Straight draw, right up the table for the 9.
Just past the side pocket here. That's all she wants to go more to the right, but she's okay.
I don't think so, George. If that's okay, I'm gonna have to see your definition of okay.
Yeah, I wanted to be closer to the side rail there and just get past the side pocket. But this is tough because she's needing an extension to reach it, and she has to come to the right side of the 10.
Yeah, this is a real thin cut, too.
Yeah, she either spins this over if it's froze, and that looks like what she's doing.
Yeah, what a shot. What a shot.
And this 10 ball to move into the final of the Michigan Open, and she is looking to repeat since she is the reigning champion. And there it is.
Oh, what a way to finish. What a way to finish the match. Kelly Fisher through to the final where she'll oppose Cho Ching-yu, and what a way to finish. Tremendous shot making, and the defending champion, well, we had the men's defending champion through to the final, got beat. We've got the ladies defending champion through to the final.
Yeah, great.
George, great match. Glad I was there with you, and I know you and Tim are going to walk them through in the final. Have fun.
We'll give it a go. Thanks, guys. See you then.